Alright, so the challenge today is to release 3 different styles of content, all filmed off of my iPhone 14 Pro, and I want you to be the judge if the quality is up to par with something that you would want to post on social media and something that you would be proud to show your audience.
I like YouTube because it's the best platform in my experience for creators.
In this video, I've challenged myself to build a portfolio of different types of content, all filmed off of one device that over 50 million people have in their pockets right now, to show you that YouTube is still alive and well and you can build a following on that platform without all the fancy equipment. Over 100 different phone models with the ability to shoot 4K 30 frames per second. There's no more excuses for not posting on this platform. If you want to build a brand or your personal image, this is the time and this is the platform.
You always think like, okay, this is roughly the top, but this is like, things aren't going to get much crazier.
Yeah.
And then we're growing so fast that it keeps getting crazier and crazier.
There's no time like the present to introduce yourself on the world's second biggest search engine and say hello to their over 120 million daily users. I guarantee you this video will offer more value than a handshake, but less value than a house. I will be starting my challenge with the classic vlog style of filming, perfect for outdoors, perfect for traveling. Moving past that, we're going to move into a studio talking head setting, very similar to what this is now, to see if the iPhone is able to keep up with a camera like this, a dedicated 4K mirrorless camera. And moving past that, I'm going to be filming a commercial on my iPhone. Maybe not something you'd spend $1,000 on. So take a guess in the comments right now which item I'm going to choose to film my commercial around. And for anybody interested in frame rates and quality of all the video, it's going to be down in the corner for the remainder of the video. So keep up with that as well. I feel like we should start this video like Casey Neistat style. What does he normally do? Like something like that? I really hope that transition was not as bad as I think it is. But starting off, one of the best things that you can use the iPhone 14 Pro for is vlogging. Although you can't see your face, the autofocus is amazing and it captures such amazing footage in a package that weighs like less than a pound. One of the most amazing benefits that the iPhone 14 Pro has is the option of all these different cameras on the phone, the ultra wide, the main 48 megapixel sensor, and then the macro lens as well. So it's absolutely incredible. If you want to film crispy 4K content, you have this main sensor that I'm on right now. But if you want to switch it up a little bit and switch to this ultra wide sensor, I'm holding the camera at the same distance right now, but what I'm able to do is bring the camera closer to me, capture this audio a little bit better, and still capture everything behind me just as well as I was when I was holding it out like this in the main sensor. I can bring it closer here and just capture a lot more. So one of the things with vlogging is the different types of filming that you do for a vlog, travel vlog, whatever it may be. If you're in the city, you're capturing this kind of shot right here where I'm talking directly into the camera. You are also gonna have to capture B-roll footage, slow-mo footage, a whole bunch of other things that this camera will allow you to do, and this amazing camera system will as well. So everything that you're seeing right now is filmed on the iPhone 14 Pro. All the B-roll, all of the slow-mo, all of that is filmed on this sensor right here. Pretty incredible, right? One thing to remember as well is that you can bring this camera setup into a lot more places, especially if you're vlogging. If you're going to a museum or some sort of historical landmark site, you might not be able to bring your fancy camera into the spots that you want to, but this camera right here can definitely get in there. If you're planning to vlog or anything like that, start off with your phone. See if it's something that you like, and although the drawback is you can't see your face, just know that the autofocus system in this iPhone is pretty darn good and will almost always capture your face. But the last thing that I'm going to want everybody to consider is the weight of the camera that you're lugging around. If you're traveling, especially maybe backpacking over Europe or something like that, how much does your camera setup weigh? Because if you're walking 5-10 miles, 2 pounds versus 12 pounds makes a drastic difference. Yes, you might be in a lot better shape, but you also might be quite tired. So that's one thing to consider, that this iPhone setup, A, you can fit it just in your pocket. It's super simple to deal with. It's super light. It's something that you're gonna be carrying around regardless. So if you're already carrying around a device, might as well use it to film. So now that we've brought the iPhone 14 Pro outside in an uncontrolled setting, I figured we'd bring it inside for this talking head footage in a more controlled type of setting. So here, we control the lights, we control the audio, we control the background noise. All of that is controlled in this studio setting. When you're working with a piece of equipment that might not be the best quality, a situation like this where you can control a lot of important aspects in the filmmaking process is one of the best options for you, because where the camera lacks, you can make up for it with extra lighting, extra audio, whatever it may be. You have a little bit more control on what your footage actually looks like. There's no conversation around, is this better quality than a mirrorless camera? But for the average person, they're barely gonna notice. And when you can take your smartphone camera, maybe spend a little bit of money on some extra accessories like some lights, maybe an audio source, the average person is probably not going to know. So if you're waiting to create content and you just have a smartphone in your pocket and maybe $100, trust me, you can make content that looks exactly like this just by doing a little bit of research. For the price of a good steak dinner, you can get great audio sources, tripods, lights, and all of that you are going to need to make professional looking content for just the price of a steak. And one thing people forget is that doing things that are free, like moving the camera to a different angle, using a different lens, can add so much value to your videos, and it doesn't cost you anything. So if you're trying to ball on a budget, that's probably going to be the most important thing when you're filming off an iPhone. Learn techniques that cost you zero money. But if an extra 15 minutes of moving the camera around takes your video from average to an A+, why would you not do that? Like, it's so simple. Just move the cameras around a little bit. Learn, you're gonna fail at the start. This is why we're building up. You are starting on an iPhone. The basics, you need to learn these. It'll be a great opportunity to improve your filmmaking skills and show off why you don't need all the fancy equipment to make great looking content. The last piece of advice I want to give to you in regards to talking head situations is figure out your audio. If you're going to spend any money, spend it on good audio, and you don't have to spend a lot, because I guarantee you that will probably make the biggest improvements in your video. And you don't need to break the bank to get a great audio source. You can probably do that for about $50. This microphone, yeah, a little bit more expensive. It's about $150, but the quality that you can get out of some of these $50 microphones are absolutely amazing. Make sure you have a good audio source. Make sure it's as close to your voice as it possibly can, and edit it as much as you can in post. Don't just edit the video, edit the audio as well. It takes like 5-10 minutes to learn if you got the software for it. Highly recommend. That's probably going to be the biggest increase that you can make to your video without spending a lot of money. All right, before I show you this advertisement, I just want everybody to realize this is very much a joke, and the parameters that I set for myself do not set me up for a great amount of success. I wanted to give everybody a real feeling of what it would be like if you just pulled your phone out of your pocket, grabbed whatever you had in your house to make a commercial, and did what you could with what you had. There's no fancy light-ins, there's no big setups or anything like that. It's literally a black backdrop and one light and my iPhone. The iPhone 14 Pro captured all the shots that you're about to see. All of this B-roll footage is filmed on the Sony ZV-E10, and I wanted to give you a little bit of contrast from a mirrorless camera to the iPhone to see if you notice any differences as well. But yet again, this is a joke. This is not meant to be taken completely seriously. If I was to make this for a company, I would put in a lot more time and effort into this. I just wanted to show you what's available with your iPhone, what you can pull out of your pocket and go with almost immediately. So if you guys are holding yourselves back from creating on YouTube or other platforms, just know that your excuse is now invalid. And without further ado, enjoy the ad, and we'll be talking soon for Apple's event in under a week.